Hello and welcome to MCC TV International Show. My name is Dabeet. I'm the Business Department Coordinator. Also, I teach economics and statistics. Also, I host this show. Before we start today's show, I would like to thank basically our producer, Chad Bishop. Every semester when we start filming for the semester, I always see changes in the setting, in the signs, in the logo, and everything. So Chad, millions of thanks. We always strive for better and much better quality, obviously, and you always take that task and do the best job. So thank you, Chad. Today's show is a special show because basically the guest on this show was a former MCC student. He graduated from MCC. He was very active when he was at MCC with different student events, activities, organizations, including the student government then. So please welcome to the show Chef Awad Dabeet. How are you, Awad?
Good.
Good to see you here on this show. Awad, we're going to tell your story, share your story with our audience and what you do right now. And also part of this story going to be like your time at MCC here as a student and what you did here and your involvement and so on. But we know now, Awad, as you came back to Muscatine and you decided to open a new fine dine restaurant, Dabeet's Bistro in downtown Muscatine, which we're going to talk about later on. But first of all, I want to start talking to you about basically growing up. Take you all the way back growing up. Did you know that one day you will be a chef growing up?
Well, growing up, I always liked restaurants. I worked in restaurants back home, and I work in ice cream shops, so that was what I wanted to do. And I came here to the States. I went to MCC in 1998, and after 1998, 99, and then after that I went to Iowa Wesleyan. During that time, I was working for Salvatore Vitali in his restaurant, and this is what I really wanted to do, so I ended up applying for culinary schools in Vancouver, Canada, and I went there for culinary school. And during that time, I ended up working with a lot of good chefs there, and worked in a lot of good restaurants. And I also worked in flying fishing resorts, hunting resorts, and ski resorts. And finally, like last year, I came here for a visit, and I ended up staying, and I got the restaurant.
Well, lucky to have you here. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff from different people about the quality of food and the atmosphere and so on at your restaurant. So in a nutshell, we're going to go back to everything you said and try to talk about it a little bit in more details. So you are saying growing up, you always had the intention to be a chef. So you used to work at restaurant. Is it like during school time?
During
Is
summer
it summer
time, summer break, we have 3 months back home break, and this 3 months I always worked either restaurants or an ice cream shop there. And I like, that interaction with people, and cooking and this and that. So
Good.
That's why
So you knew that you want to be in the restaurant business, in the food business. You want to be a chef at an early age, which is good because not too many students or people will know exactly what they want to do when they grow up. So you knew that. So okay, so take us back for a little bit and tell us something about growing up. Tell us something about your family. How many brothers, how many sisters you have? What you used to do on special occasions, for example? Would you gather? Would you do special things?
Well, I was born in Jerusalem, Palestine. I grew up in Ramallah, and I have 2 brothers, 1 sister. And always for occasions, as you know, back home, we always, like, whether it's Easter or Christmas, it's a gathering for everybody, and a lot of food and eat.
Did you ever cook?
No, not back home.
So not back home. You decided not to. Okay, but you always have the intention to be a chef, and you used to enjoy those kind of events. So you are saying Christmas, Easter, and New Year, and so on. Okay, so it's a time for you guys to get together and do things. Okay, so you went through that time through schools, doing what you are doing every summer. Then, out of the sudden, you decided you want to continue your education. So basically, you decided to come here to MCC. And we were lucky to have you here. Tell us something about your experience at MCC. I mean, your involvement. I know that you were involved with student government. You work on many projects and so on. Give our audience some idea about your involvement, what you did while you are at MCC.
Well, I went to business school here at MCC, and I also was involved in the student senate, student ambassador, and a few other.
And so student ambassadors, what did you do on student ambassadors? So like meeting with new students, prospective students?
Trying to encourage them to come to MCC and all this.
Okay. Student Senate, did you like it? What did you do on Student Senate? Do you remember? I know it has been
a
some
long
time.
time.
But any specific perhaps activity that still
I
in
remember
your mind?
the time we went to Fort Dodge for the leadership conference.
Okay.
I remember that one.
That was
good
it used to be a big part of student government where they used to go and participate in leadership conference. Okay, so you came to MCC, spent what, 2 years?
2 years, and then I went to Iowa Wesleyan through MCC. I took most of the classes through here to MCC.
Here at MCC,
here at the campus.
campus. And is it the same thing in business administration?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So during that time, even though you were studying business, did you still have that idea that even though I'm studying business, but I still want to be a chef? I want to be in the food business.
And after I graduated, I remember I did my internship at the Chamber of Commerce.
Here in Muscatine?
In Muscatine.
Ah, okay.
And it wasn't for me.
It wasn't.
And that's when I decided that's what I want to just go to school for culinary school, and I applied for Vancouver Culinary School. I ended up going there.
So basically, you graduated from MCC, graduated from Wesleyan.
And then I went to Vancouver.
You went into Vancouver. Before we get into Vancouver and talk about that, tell me, and I don't know if I want to put you on the spot or not by asking this question. Tell me something that you really like about Muscatine.
The people.
The people.
The people of Muscatine.
I mean, what do you mean by the people?
The people are very nice in Muscatine, Midwest in general, comparing to like big cities and this and that. And that's what I think brought me back here. Is I stayed in touch with a lot of my friends, a lot of the people in Muscatine, and yeah, I feel very comfortable here.
So good. So we are happy to hear that. Okay, so now let's move into and as you see, like while going through phases in your life. So after that, you said you apply to Vancouver. Tell us more about that. So what happened? So you applied, you got accepted.
A few different culinary schools, and one of them was Northwest Culinary Academy of Vancouver. I got accepted there, and it's an intense program that they give you about 4.5 months. I went over there, I got accepted, and I got through the school. And then after that, I done my internship in Toronto and went back to Vancouver. So I traveled a lot through that.
So what did you study? I mean, I know what culinary art means, but tell us something about classes. What kind of classes?
Classes, they divide it into weeks. So you get, let's say, your stocks and soups, and then you get your sauces. You get a butchery week, where you butcher chicken, pork.
They teach you even how to do this?
They teach you, but you don't come out professional or perfect, because you need, school is in the restaurant itself where you're practicing every day. But they give you all the basic knowledge to get you to that level, to go into the industry and be.
What kind of, like, if I may ask, because I know now your restaurant is specialized more in French and Italian food. Mm-hmm. Is that your specialty? Is that what you studied at the Culinary Arts School in Vancouver?
Most of, a lot of French-based cooking that they give you.
So that's basically the base for that. Okay. Is it enough? And let's put it this way. For example, if I go and say, okay, well, I want to go through that Culinary Arts School, Is it enough just to study to become really very good chef? Or is it something that you really need to have a love for down inside you that, wow, I want to shine?
You need to like what you do before you, in any profession, not just in cooking. You like what you do. But also, like, culinary school is not enough to, you know, you graduate and call yourself a chef. It takes a long time and dedication and long hours and, yeah.
And I assume definitely you have to like what you're doing, as you said, in order to really shine with it. So you finish, you have an extensive experience, you're saying, tell us more about
Well,
that
I worked
experience.
in various restaurants, whether it was in Toronto for a little bit and then in Vancouver, in a lot of fine dining restaurants. And then from there, I went one summer to a fly-in fishing resort to work for a couple of weeks for relief for a friend of mine. And I loved it. It was like, man, this is what I want to, oh, much different, yeah. It's the nature there, it's beautiful, you know. And so I end up going, each summer I was going to a fishing resort, and in the fall I go to a polar bear resort to work, and in the winter a ski resort. So what we do is basically the guests come in for 4 days. They come in, so we cook for them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you know, they leave and new guests come in. So. And the season usually runs about 4 months season.
And you used to stay 4 months?
4 months, you stay there, there's no days off. You work 7 days a week. And so if you don't like it, you cannot do it.
It's like you're being in the military or something like that, 24/7 around. Wow. Okay. Okay, so you did this for resorts. What other things you did besides resorts?
I worked in hotels in Vancouver, in the Fairmont Hotel. I worked in restaurants, whether it's French, Italian, and
altogether, how many years?
And I also worked in the Vancouver Convention Center, which is a big place there. About 12 years.
12 years experience.
About 12 years.
Okay. So at this point, do you think you made it? And what I mean by that, you had a dream growing up that you want to be a chef. Do you think you made it, or do you still, even though you achieved that, you still strive for better, for much better things in the future? So what do you think?
There's always time for improvement. So like right now, yeah, I'm lucky. I got, you know, opened up the place, the Bistro, and it's going very well. But there's always, you want to expand more and more and more. So we'll see.
Good. What I would like to talk about next, since you give us good idea about you know, your life so far all the way till Vancouver and beyond. So your decision of coming back to Muscatine, when was that? And again, it was, did you know for sure that you're coming here to open that, or did you just come back and then while you are here, you started to make that kind of decision?
No, I always wanted to come back to the States, whether, you know, but mostly Iowa. So I came back for a visit, what was it, like a year ago, I think? And I saw the place for rent, and my friend is the landlord, Salvatore Vitali, and he encouraged me also to stay here and open it, and that's what I wanted also to do. So I end up taking the chance. Okay. And it's been successful.
Thank you. That's good. That's good. Okay, so let's talk about now your experience here in Muscatine and the restaurant. So you opened the Dabeet Bistro.
November 1st.
November 1st. Tell us more about that. What kind of restaurant? So for our audience, if, for example, if they don't know much about it yet, so give us an idea, please.
It's all my food. I do everything in the house. So everything is freshly made in the house, whether it's bread, desserts, sauces, soups, everything fresh. And it's more of a casual place. I have a lot of people that call and ask, what should I wear? What should I do? Should I bring any kids? Kids friendly? Yeah, it is kids friendly. And right now, in March, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for kids under 12 eat for free with their family from the kids menu. So it's a kids friendly, it's a casual place with good food.
Good.
And prices are moderate prices for the quality of the food that you get.
I know that we have some pictures here. Our producer, Chad Bishop, will start rolling some of the pictures since we started to talk about now the business and the restaurant. And we want you to start giving our audience some idea about what they are looking at when they see on the screen. So here, basically, that's the front.
This one, the awning, that brings back memories with the construction. I didn't like that part. That's the awning, and I did it with the name, and yeah. And this is the one of the dining room. I have 3 rooms. This is the like the front room, and there is a private back room that fits up to 30 people, and I also have a chef room in the kitchen that fits up to 12 people.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. This was an engagement party for Phelps that we did a brunch for them. Some customers enjoying their food. That's one of our desserts. This is my favorite.
To be honest with you, I visited your restaurant several times, and even though I would be eating my food, but I would be looking forward for this. Tell us about that.
That's an amaretto flavor white chocolate cheesecake. And it's good. It is one of my
really
favorites
too. It looks like a cheesecake, but it's not.
I have 4 desserts, and that's one of them. This one is a white chocolate amaretto cheesecake with the raspberry sauce, and as you know, the sauce, I make it there in the house. The cheesecake, I make it. And that's whipped cream on the side. That's also homemade. And this is one of the pasta dishes that I have. We make our own pasta. We stuff it ourselves. So that's a spinach and ricotta. It's more a vegetarian, but
also... Do you do that every day? Or
yeah, fresh every day.
You do something like that every day?
I go there early every day till late. Yeah. And that's our salmon dish. It was special for Lent right now. Yeah,
You know what strikes me the most is not just the food, it's the presentation. Mm-hmm. I mean, when you look at the plate, it looks like an art piece. Tell us something about that. Is it like in culinary art school? Do they teach you how to really present the food, or is that experience?
They teach you, and then from there each restaurant will plate differently. So you get a variety of plating techniques, but then you end up doing your own at the end. And I did it this way. This is more of a simple way of plating for me. Like, it's not very complicated because I don't have a lot of staff in the restaurant. So.
Okay.
But that's our chicken dish, yeah.
What are we seeing here?
Those are ribeye steaks.
I'm getting hungry now, seeing all these pictures.
And if you notice on top, we have rosemary on top. I use all fresh herbs and everything on everything.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That's our beet salad. It has, it's a beets, goat cheese, orange, walnut, and a citrus balsamic dressing. It's very good.
Yeah.
That was a squash soup. This is the pork ribeye dish that we have.
Yeah, I'm amazed by the presentation.
And this is the Muscatine Journal working on few things ads for online. And this is just to show that we have a kids menu. And it's, as it say, kids eat for free Tuesday to Thursday during the month of March.
Very good.
And this is just to show that it's a casual place. You don't have to be dressed, whatever you want to dress, basically, it's fine. And yeah. And this is to show, a lot of people were thinking that it's too expensive, just to show that our prices aren't like we start. It's moderate prices.
Okay, so for something like that, what I'm thinking about is this. For something like that, a fine dine and prices like that is definitely very moderate with great atmosphere. My question to you now is, you have been here since November. Let's talk about the community. The community of Muscatine supporting
They've been very supportive. A lot of people, like I have a lot of return customers, a lot of customers that they come in and, whether it's Wednesday night, I have few people that come in always on Wednesday to support it. So yeah, they've been very supportive.
Yeah, they have been, and that's good to create that customer base. Is very good. Um, any and I notice, you are, as you said, you are more concentrating on French and Italian food. Any room for extending that menu, perhaps in the future, or
Yeah,
you
there's
want to
always
keep it
room.
French and Italian?
Yeah, I'll probably do some Middle Eastern influence on it a little bit in future.
Some,
Yeah.
okay. But we don't know when.
No.
I would be your first customer, so if you do that. But anyway, excuse me, as you see, to our audience, I have been coughing. I was in Washington, D.C. the past week, and it was very cold there, and snow and so on. So I came back with a cold. So excuse me, for coughing from time to time. Okay, so you do have a staff now. Do you have any people who will help you with the cooking part?
Yeah, I got very lucky. Actually, I have Brian Scott with me. He went to culinary school in Des Moines, and then went to Oregon for about 12 years. He was in the military, and then went to Oregon, worked in restaurants there, and he finally decided to move back to Muscatine, and he joined me 3 weeks after I opened, and he's been very helpful.
Wow.
And I have also a student that's going to MCC Culinary School. That's also helping me also with the salads and plating desserts and all this stuff. Yeah.
That is good. So you do have that help too, because it's hard to run a restaurant on just one person. I mean, I want to go back to even before you opened this restaurant. I know that you participated in some sort of competition here in Muscatine, and tell us something about that. I think it was
The orchestra.
The orchestra,
Chef
yeah.
battle, and they asked me if I want to participate in it, and I wasn't ready. I said no, because I didn't have a kitchen, I didn't have anything, and Sam Vitale offered to have his kitchen for me, to use it, and he encouraged me to do it, and I end up doing it, and I served crab cakes, and I wasn't really sure if crab cakes is going to go good to Muscatine. I'm going, I don't know. And then short rib, and I had 2 desserts. I knew the desserts are going to win for sure, but crab cake and this and that. And I did around 220 crab cakes, and they were gone that night.
Wow.
Yeah. People
love
enjoying,
that.
and that's why I put it on the menu, because I wasn't planning on putting it on the menu, and then I saw a lot of feedback about it. They loved it, and yeah.
Good. And that night, what did you?
Yeah, I won.
You
It was
won.
the people's choice. They choose who they like the most, and there was, I think, 4 or 5 other chefs that are participating, and I end up winning.
Good. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Congratulations. It's really great to hear your story, and also to have you back here at MCC. It's you spend 2 years here, you get your associate degree in business. Let me change this topic a little bit, and I know, just talking about the food and your restaurant and so on is a great thing, but what does MCC means to you? I mean, like those 2 years that you spent at MCC, did you have a great time going through MCC? Did you build a friendship? What does it mean to you, MCC?
Well, I had an excellent time going to MCC. I have a lot of friends that I went to school here with, and the faculty were all helpful to me in the beginning, especially when I didn't even speak English. So it was good, yeah.
So you mean you came to MCC and you weren't really very strong in English? Right.
Yeah, I wasn't very strong, and they were
fluent,
all helpful to me.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Do you still do you keep in touch with those friends that you met at MCC?
Yeah, for sure.
You do.
Especially now on Facebook, everybody's on Facebook, so
social media.
We stay in touch with a lot of people.
It's hard to predict sometimes. It's hard to ask this question, but your future plans. Do you have anything in mind? I mean, as we said, are you planning to expand? Are you planning?
Well, that's what I'm hoping. Hopefully, if everything goes good, we could open another place somewhere in a bigger city here. But I'm gonna keep this one, like have another one, another location for the beats.
Yeah. Good, 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 good. Anything else? Did we miss anything? Anything else that you would like to share that we didn't talk about, we didn't ask, for example, today is basically, yeah, perhaps maybe we didn't mention that. You are open what days?
Open 6 days a week. I close Monday. And right now it's 4 to 10. But I'm hoping soon, once I get the staff and everything trained, to start opening Sunday brunch.
Okay. So you are planning to have a brunch at some point?
Brunch on Sundays, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if there's no, perhaps, I know that Chad is running again some of those pictures again. Thanks a lot, Chad, on the screen. So basically, we are very happy and very glad to have you with us here. We encourage all our graduates, MCC graduate, to come back here, and we're willing to have them here in this show, and we are willing to listen to their stories, because we are in the business of basically feeling proud of our graduates. Any of our MCC graduates, if you have a story that you would like to share with us, I would love to have you on my show here and to share that story with our audience and everybody that watch our show. So as we are going towards the end of the show, I will say, as usual, if you have any question and or comments, you can call me at 563-288-6064, or you can email me at jdabeet@eicc.edu. Till next time, Muscatine. Bye-bye.